However, if losing a really important player to a club in the States wasn't bad enough, we then had this absolute shambles.
Into the black hole. Sing for my soul.
Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Sunshine on Leyth. If you're still enjoying the series, hit the mic, drop a like on the video, that'd be tremendous. So, just had the news. Ben Putman-Kiteley, 5-match ban for that. Silly boy. That means he's going to have missed at least 8 league matches this season through suspension. Oh dear. I think it's just one of those things where he's young, his temperament's not quite with it. People have been able to get under his skin this season, and he's not been able to deal with it, quite frankly, and he seems to have let that boil over a little bit. Probably frustrations at the injuries, and the form he's had just hasn't quite been there this year. Doesn't mean he's a busted flush or anything. I still think that if he can get himself sorted over the summer, next year we can come back and still have an excellent player in that position. But he's going to have some competition from Mark Jackman. Or he was, until Mark Jackman decided to join the idiot club. I swear 9 out of 10 halves start with a player dribbling and then being hacked down. Yes, it's the Whitport way, and it seems that other teams take that on board when they play us too. Half and half scarf would be good. Yeah, I actually think I'm reconsidering the idea of the half and half scarf, because it's not really about the football aspect, it's about like commemorative for the series. So if I can find a way, because I think it might be a lot more expensive because of the colour changes. So I'll have a look and see if these companies can do something like that for us. But bear in mind, it might make them a lot more expensive. I don't know. BPK's name makes him seem like the playmaker version of Norman Millington. I don't know. I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from. But he's going to have to really have an attitude turnaround. We're going to have some chat. Blast Beatings is from the Stockport save. Ah, yes. I couldn't remember which save exactly it was from. And apparently it was because I got really tongue-tied one time and just called them that, and it's just kind of stuck because Blast Beatings. The Whitport way. It sounds like a technique used at La Masia. Speaking of which, you're going to have a name for your youth setup or something. Yeah, the Harbour. That'd be quite cool. The Harbour Academy. I quite like that. It'll be years before we get anyone coming out of the Harbour that's any good, but we'll do our best. Right. So we're going to try and bounce back today. Don't know who's going to be in the starting 11. Let's face it, it's going to be a toughie to find. I think Conor Emery's going to have to start if he's recovered from that elbow he took. Now, there's not a lot of league games today due to the fact that some teams are playing in the Cup. There's been some games quickly off camera, so a few teams have got games in hand, or we've got games in hand on, like, Telford, for example. But still, a win could still take us into the playoffs, amazingly. Now, we were somewhat unfortunate against Kettering earlier this season, in that, who was it that got sent off against them earlier this year? I can't remember who it was, but it really cost us, is all I will say about that one. And then we went down and lost 1-0. But Conor Emery's in. Kasimba, Witten's... Nobody's really covered themselves in glory lately other than Ruben Lau, quite frankly. So the bench, Che, Webster, Wynne, Ellis Williamson and Jacob Owen. I think one of the other issues was Ben Mills was slowly getting his full match fitness back again, and that's sort of really taken him off the goal scoring. Mottram, however, has definitely done a decent job for us this year. 18 goals is far more than I expected from him. And I really do think it's important to not lose sight of the fact that we are a newly promoted side who are expected to come bottom this year, and our board's expectations was to fight bravely against relegation. So, yes, we've had some poor results, but at the end of the day, we're on the edge of the playoff spots. So really, this season is a success regardless of that. And I'm totally on board with that. Maybe we could have done better in certain scenarios, and maybe we could have done worse in certain scenarios. That's just how football goes, isn't it? I'm mainly looking at planning for next season. That's my main goal right now. But there's still the odd off chance that we could go on a good run and qualify for the playoffs once we finally get Ben Putman-Kiteley back. I think one of the standouts for me this year, as much as he's not played great lately, is Robert Whitten. He's the top assister on the entire squad now, despite not taking set pieces, and I think that's a huge factor. One of the reasons Putman-Kiteley did so well on that last year, not purely, he did score a lot of open play assists too, but he took all the set pieces too, corners and free kicks, whereas Whitten doesn't. And he's already got 8 or 9 assists this year, which is pretty solid, particularly for a guy whose attributes might not lead you to think that that's the case. So we need to stop up our away form. That's more like it. Getting the ball up to Mills and Mottram and actually allowing them to bring it down. Finding Emery, we need a big performance from him. He needs to put his 2 teammates to shame, frankly. We're pressing up last night. Whitten! Oh, God, he could have taken the shot on earlier, I think. Emery! He's not going to be able to get the shot away, is he? He is! Oh, and he's whipped it wide. Good opportunity there for us, though. Nice start. Still a pretty poor performance. First half-wise, what I would say, though, is we actually are getting possession, which means that work ball into the box could still be something we could want to potentially use. Darlington winning isn't great, but Brackley losing is kind of helpful. Assistant wants us to play a slightly more short passing, and I feel like we might as well try it at this point, since they are giving us more of the ball. He'll change his mind within like 5 minutes of game time, I'm sure of that, but maybe just strangling them out of possession a little bit and working it a bit more sensibly today, because we're not getting balls in behind so much. Around the side for Emery. Can he dig out across for someone? That's always got a space. Oh, he nearly had it. He probably should have put that ball in slightly earlier. Kasimba, this is more like it. We're starting to get a bit of pressure on them now. Donnelly Blackburn whips it in. Mottram! Mills with the goal! Ben Mills, our first shot on target of the entire match. But hey, maybe just playing that ball a bit shorter in the second half is the key for us. 14th goal of the season for Ben Mills. That's his first sort of open play goal since returning from that injury, I think. Liam Mottram with the lovely assist, but we were just holding onto the ball, waiting for those overlaps a bit more. Donnelly Blackburn has tons of space, and Mottram, look at that for a flick on. That is a brilliant little piece of awareness of where his strike partner was, and we have the lead away at Kettering. Can we finally get a nice win? Now, actually, staying with that kind of possession game will definitely help us because we can really strangle this. It's a bit better. Perez de Gracia, runners left and right. Mills finds Mottram. Good first touch. Mills again. Good shot. Okay, second half, we have started. This is more like it. 20 minutes to go. We might move over to play for set pieces later in the game. Oh, unless we score one now. Donnelly Blackburn whips one in. And Lal is there, and it's over the crossbar. Chance creation, better. I'm going to bring Witten to the left and put Webster on at left wing. It's not great. I might also turn on play for set pieces, just to sort of kill a bit of the match. Although we have got a lot more possession than we usually do in these games, which is a nice sign. Barry, but only at a 1-0 lead. Malarkey, win that in the air. Oh, no, he's got... Again, it's a defensive error. It's not even like they've pressed us for the goal. The defender has just failed to win the ball in the air. Like, it's just an aimless ball lumped forward. Nobody's getting caught on the pitch, and the defender's just got completely caught under the ball. The other guys can't get back, and it's a simple finish for the striker, for McClellan. Oh, guys, that's cost us in 2 games now, and it's nothing to do with... people would be like, oh, you need to go very defensive in situations like that. That would have made no difference for a defensive error, unfortunately. To be fair, we have only had 2 shots on target in the entire 90 minutes so far, which is certainly subpar. Massively subpar, in fact. Okay, Lal has won it, but it's been dropped down again. Oh my god, not again. Surely not. Oh my god, on the edge of our own box, and they've just scored 2 in 2 minutes, basically, and flipped this game off in the dying seconds. Okay. We are very much showing that we're a team that are not good enough to get out of this division. Lau with the poor-headed clearance. Like, there's a defense. He could have just passed it to his centre-back partner. Once again, number 5, that's the same guy, and I think that is it for him as a Whitport player for next season, because it's all coming from him not being able to close those positions down and watch the runners. And we've conceded in the 83rd and 91st minute of this match. Frustrating. Good block there, but it's a 2-1 defeat to Kettering Town. We're just sort of a mid-table side this season, it seems. We've got some wins, but they're mostly against the lower sides in the home games. We've got to pick it up a little bit. We're now 5 points off the playoffs, but then that was never the target for the season. We've got a couple of easier games coming up now, which I would like to see us get some points from going into that tougher spell, because we really do need to do well. So I'll join you guys for that in a sec. Right. We're back, and we had a very, very important game away at Gloucester City, which, as much as you might look at the shots and the fact that we had the same number of shots on target and basically the same number of shots in general, went behind after a minute in this match with a huge stanchion in the way, but it's the fact that we created 8 chances against them, and eventually we were able to grind through them and get the result, which is the main factor in this one for me. Lovely work from Ben Mills here, dropping off to the side to Jackman, and then look, who made a run through the midfield? It was Perez de Gracia scoring his first goal to give us the equaliser, but creation-wise, this game was very, very good, and it could have been a lot more, which was the nice thing about it. And then in the second half, again, Mottram winning those balls, getting those knockdowns, Mills then driving through the middle, waiting for the run for Liam Mottram, sliding it back around the side for him, and that's the kind of strike play that's done so well for us this year. It's nice to just see it return. Unfortunately, before the next game, Mark Jackman left the club to go to Orlando City. They put in a bid. I tried to offer him a new deal. He wasn't having it, and he left before this match. We took the lead at home against Boreham Wood, and I thought, okay, maybe there's a chance for us. There wasn't. They were very, very good in this match. That lead was very, very short-lived. Lovely ball in, and Thomas with a great header to give them the equaliser. But losing Mark Jackman at that period was much, much worse. He'd just come back, played really well, and then to lose him instantly, and then again, ball whipped across. There was Jamal Fifield this time off the post to make it 2-1 to Boreham Wood. Not particularly great. Then ball was whipped across here. Shamanga gets to the far post, and I thought, okay, we cleared the danger. We hadn't. He managed just to get the ball at the edge of the box, and there was Bolton with a thunderous effort to make it 3-1 to Boreham Wood. However, if losing a really important player to a club in the States wasn't bad enough, we then had this absolute shambles. So eventually, misses it here, comes through, and then there's an absolute goalmouth scramble. Look at this. Like, what do you do? Goalkeeper just jump on the ball. 4-1. Not good. Oh, and Perez de Gracia also got sent off to add insult to injury. But then we came up with our best performance of the entire season, because Simba drops it around the side to Witten. Bit of fortune when it comes back to Mottram here, but it's still really nice presence of mind. Witten whips it across. Mills makes it 1-0. Altrincham, one of the teams right towards the top, and we absolutely dominated them for the full 90 minutes. This is the kind of performance we need. Connor Emery looking up, whipping a lovely ball over the top, and there was Liam Mottram again. 20th goal of the season. Not in the league, obviously, overall. Lovely little finish to make it 2-0. I thought, surely at that point we can't throw this away. And we certainly didn't. We just got better as the game wore on. Lovely bit of work here again. Completely unmarked was Liam Mottram. He's able to whip a lovely ball in. Mill sort of distracts the defenders, and there's Connor Emery, top corner, 3-0 to Whitport Athletic. Those are the kind of performances that do big things for you. Emery was sensational in this game, and really, really good performance against a pretty decent side to just keep us in the hunt after the poor Boreham Wood result. And all that leaves us 9th. We're 3 points off the playoffs right now. We've won 2 of our last 3, which is really nice, albeit one of them was against Well, actually, no, we've had some good results, quite frankly. The Altrincham one is the really one I'm proud of. Admittedly, they were on a poor run of form coming into that. In fact, they've lost 3 of their last 4 matches. But for us to get that win at a perfect time was so, so important to keep us potentially in the hunt. I still think top 10 is basically in the bag now, as we find ourselves 4 points above Brackley Town, which is really good, 3 points from the playoffs. You may have remembered me earlier this season talking about a player called Kevin Lyle, who I had on loan or on a trial from Northampton, but he wanted like £700 a week. He then agreed to a non-contract deal. Now, again, he's not super fast, but he does have decent crossing and dribbling, some okay attributes, and on a non-contract basis, even though he's on the left-hand side, I feel like we were a bit lacking in backup on that left, so bringing him in, not the end of the world. He'll stay for a little bit. It's still annoying to lose Mark Jackman, though, but we do at least have, Connor Emery, Reece Fife to back up Ben Putman-Kiteley, who is, of course, still out. Also, financially, things are not fantastic for us, because as a result of not getting through in the Builder-Based Trophy, we've missed out on, like, a good £20,000-30,000 in prize money that we would have potentially got for a couple of rounds of that. A frustrating one to draw Telford so early, but that's life, innit? Now, we've lost to Darlington once already this season, which is not great, to be honest. So, Mottram Mills, Witton, Emery. This is one of the more important matches we've played this year, I'd have to say. We could move into a playoffs. You know what? Let's actually hype them up a little bit, shall we? Let's get them pumped. Because if we do come up with a victory over them, and we've got a reasonably good home record in places, like we beat Altrincham 3-0 at home, that's the kind of results that we can and are capable of. Pretty poor start to the game. However, ball whips in and Emery puts it into the back post. Connor Emery again. Whitport 1, Darlington 0. Huge goal. Kasimba with a lovely, lovely ball in from a free kick. And hey, it's been a pretty dull game so far. It's the first real highlights, but who cares? Lovely cross. And there's Connor Emery just getting up at that back post. 4th goal of the year for someone who's barely played. He's nearly got as many as the other wingers have got themselves. It's 1-0. So little is happening in this game. But also, we talked about this earlier this season about how there would sort of be a breakaway. And it seems that there's actually going to be 2 playoff spots that are sort of left dangling. Everyone sort of from Hereford above is basically confirmed, I would say. But there's those 2 spots that are still up for grabs for everyone. Don't let them get that shot away. Good blocks, well played. That's more like it. Getting out there and blocking those long-range strikes. Oh, what a save. I mean, that might not have been that much of a great stop, but he still kept it out. Huge moment right before half-time. It seems like there's 4 teams. Stockport, Darlington, Hereford, and us and Chelmsford are really in that battle for those final 2 playoff spots right now. And we're currently leading in a game against one of those rivals. Huge moment for us. If we can see this out, this will be massive. We're not going to get complacent, because frankly, we've not even played that well. We've had that one opportunity which Emery has taken. Haven't conceded many ourselves, which is a nice sign. But it's not like the Altrincham game where we created like 6 chances. Today we've had none. It is a very distant prospect. Oh, please not a direct free kick. What a strike from Jordan Bailey. I mean, what a strike. And Stockport County now lead as well in their game. And it's 1-1 here at Castle Park. I mean, it's been a pretty torrid game. Look at that. Goalkeeper maybe should do a bit better, but bloody hell. Direct free kicks in the lower leagues, you see a lot of them scored. Okay, the possession's swinging wildly back towards Darlington, which is the last thing we need right now. Ball across. Win that in the air. That's better. Witten, look at the space. He has to find the ball. Okay, he's found Ben Mills instead. Go on, Ben. One more touch to save himself. Oh, God, it's over the bar. I mean, that's bread and butter for Millsy normally. Nice football, though. Better. I'm actually going to turn the passing up to more direct. We're not getting enough of the ball to really make that work when we're trying to keep it short. Those little balls over the top, they look vital. Strikers have not had a good game so far. I might get Lyle on for Witten, but I trust the strikers to maybe come up with something. But that was a big moment for us. That was the perfect scenario that we love to see. And Witten found the pass as well, which is what was excellent about. Oh, no. Come on, Jack. Good block. Well played. Win that in the air. He actually does win that in the air, to be fair to him. Lyle. Donnelly Blackburn. Right, Mottram, can he flick it? That's better. Much, much better. Oh, okay. Bad there, but doesn't matter because Kevin Lyle's got it. He's got good crossing, remember? Can he whip it in? He does. And Emery saved at the back post. Better. We've done okay. It's been a pretty good performance overall. Taylor wins it. Perez de Gracia. That's better. I don't think Lyle's going to get... Oh, well played, Kevin Lyle. Mottram, can he find Ben Mills? Or is there a run back inside maybe? Ball across. And Mills. Oh, it's going to come back to him though. Oh, I was hoping he was going to get fouled or something there. We've finished the game off quite strongly. 1-1 draw isn't the end of the world for us. It still keeps us in the hunt, but it was always going to be a difficult game against the side who are definitely better than us, Donnelly Blackburn. And Lyle headed over the... No, it was saved by the goalkeeper. And it looks as if it's going to be a 1-1 at Castle Park. And that's a poor tackle by Ritson. I'm not sure who that was on. It's the final whistle anyway. Whitport 1, Darlington 1. And I know we've lost another lead, but it's a direct free kick. And I think, honestly, we played a lot better tonight, and we're showing a lot more than we were earlier this season, quite frankly. Like, more chances created again. We're starting to win the battle of chances, and it's not always going to result in victories, but more often than not, it will do. And it's still a decent result against a pretty decent side. Like, we've beaten Altrincham, now we've got a draw against Darlington. We're looking better against the sides that would have probably comfortably beaten us earlier this season. Now, obviously, we could give away less free kicks, and that would, of course, not concede so many goals like that. But then the downside of that is that by not conceding those free kicks, you're giving up possession in certain situations. They'll play through you, and then you concede goals in other ways. It's kind of a seesaw, in it. So, since you guys liked the old 4 games in an episode to finish off a season like we did last season, why the hell not? Now, it's important to bear in mind, we've got 3 out of our last 4 games are away from home. But Guiseley and Southport are the 2 next games, and they are both down towards the bottom of the league. So if we can carry on some decent... Like, the last 3 games, won 2 of them, drawn another one, played quite crap against Boreham Wood, but good performances against Gloucester, Altrincham, and frankly against Darlington as well. So, pleasing for the most part. Then obviously we've got Stockport County, which could be enormous at home, most importantly, and then York City away. So, it's not the hardest run-in. The real key game is going to be Stockport, but I'm looking forward to it. I still think there's an outside chance of us doing it, but we've actually never really been in the playoff spots at any point in this season, so that would be quite something. I think in the end, we probably will just fall slightly short, but that's okay. Anyway, if you've enjoyed this episode, and I hope you have, drop a like on the video. That'd be spectacular. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Stream on Twitch on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and sometimes at the weekends as well. So go follow on there too. And yeah, I will see you guys very, very soon for the final games of the season. That is going to be interesting. So I'll see you guys soon. Hold your gun, Capybara. Bye-bye.